Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Will. Hopefully, you're having a great day. So, when it comes to AMD stock, there's been some recent potential movements that have started to happen here with AMD, and I can get rid of these drawings for a second, and we can take a look at AMD stock. They recently closed right around 103, and we saw a decrease there of about 4% on the day on Friday. Now, they're at $100, which is interesting because they've continued to double and increase their revenue every single quarter. Now, some of the targets on AMD, which we don't normally talk about, normally we're not in the target area, but when it comes to the targets for AMD, what we've seen is a decrease in some of the targets, so people not having as big of targets. But one of the things that I think is big is uh, it's a buy or a hold. It's not a sell by any analysts that I've come across, and they're competitive in NVIDIA's AI space with the data centers. They got a market, and they recently surpassed Intel uh, in market cap. So when you take a look at, or at least in data center revenue, not market cap. And if you look at the trend, there's had this consistent trend the past few years. And you can see there's this level here that if we did see it recover up to here, it'd be about, let's see what the percentage would be on AMD. It would be about 75% recovery. Now, again, their financials have looked really good. So in our three-step analysis, we're talking about a company that's in data centers and semiconductors, which is a really good industry to be in, a really good market. Not only is it growing, but it's also getting a lot of usage and increased usage with the advent of AI and the 2025 AI boom. So hopefully you guys can hear me all right. Again, we're at the airport here in Denver before we head off to Scottsdale. And one of the things you want to look at AMD too is they recently partnered with Starlink. So Starlink satellites are putting AMD microchips inside of their Starlink satellites. So they're running on this this AMD semiconductor. So we could see a recovery here, and this is kind of the move that I would anticipate. And I'm so confident in it that I have calls for AMD once again. And I'm anticipating this move, and I'm anticipating a move to happen. I think we have $140 target, uh, and if it hits $140, which would be a bounce somewhere like this, anybody that enrolls in StockMate to watch me trade live every day at market open gets StockMate for free. Because if it does that, we're going to be in a very profitable position. And I want to also add some flair and some marketing that's exciting for you guys, so that if I win, you win too. You get StockMate. Right now, you can get lifetime access to watch me trade live, and also get technical and fundamental analysis to learn how to trade and invest, and surround yourself with other traders and investors in our StockMate group. And you can get it for free if AMD hits $140 a share by June. So that's kind of what we have going, the call for AMD. Now, with the Starlink partnership, I think there's a lot of potential. And also, if you look at AMD stock, uh, from a perspective of financials, if we take a look at their quarter over quarter, they're improving. So take a look at their net income here. So net income was at 123 million, then 265, then 770, and then recently 482. It was down a little bit on the net income, but if you look at the increase that they've had, it's been looking good. Their revenue was at 5 billion start of 2024 and was at 7 billion at the end of 2024, just in the quarter. Okay, so they're they're doing, I think, well over 20 billion a year, and you can see the green here because they're beating their earnings per share and their revenue, and that just puts them in a good position to be able to keep getting some market share in the data center space, which they're focusing on. So the other side of AMD that you might look at, so the space is a big key for sure. I think if you look at Starlink, again, just take a look. There's some articles out there, and I'm grateful here. Look at that. That's so cool. You guys have us here on Google as the AMD stock for Starlink analysis. But again, like, this is the Versal custom chips. They're now powering the newest Starlink satellites, and that's really exciting. I mean, that could essentially mean that we would see more usage from Starlink, uh, no matter what. They're starting to continue to launch Starlink satellites, And then AMD is, if they're that good that Starlink's confident to put this many satellites into space with AMD's tech, that means that they're expecting AMD's tech to last for many, many, many years. And that means that they're making really, really good chips. So that's really good for AMD stock. And I think it will be reflective in their revenue as well. So it's kind of an indirect way to invest in Starlink as well. So again, whether you like, let's say, Tesla, or you don't like Tesla, Elon, or you don't like Elon, one thing to note is people that have Starlink really enjoy, and they have a huge advantage on the market by Starlink being available, people to get internet anywhere in the world, and it's being used. They're starting to see increased revenues. So again, we could potentially see this move happen. So we'll be watching it closely to see if any opportunities present themselves on Monday. We got our Qubits, the quantum computing conference, but we'll also be watching some of these AI stocks as well. Again, if you guys want to watch me trade live, it's that second link in the description down below to join us Monday through Friday. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Really do appreciate the likes. If you guys can get this video to 100 likes, we'll share one of our live trading sessions for free on YouTube. And I would love for you guys to see us and join us there regardless. So again, if you got any value of this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.